Hello and welcome into the Knicks-Verse. Welcome into the Knicks-Verse. My name is George, and if this is your first time here, or you've been here before but have not subscribed yet, please do so, along with hitting that thumbs up button for me if you enjoyed the video, and drop your comments. Definitely want to hear your feelings and thoughts, because today is a day to celebrate. The New York Knicks have clinched. They clinched the playoff berth. Beautiful. Let's get to it. Here we go. They took care of business without Julius Randle, without R.J. Barrett, who has an illness of some kind, wasn't available for the game, and the Knicks were still able to win this game over the very scrappy Washington Wizards, man. They were missing 4 of their starters, but the guys who stepped in, they were doing the job, especially in that first quarter, in the first half, really. I mean, they were making the Knicks, they were making us sweat. I was sweating. I thought this could possibly be a trap game. Luckily, it turned out to be exactly what we needed. Look at this. The New York Knicks are now 46-33. They are firmly in 5th place. Yes, the Nets did win today. Tremendous. But time's running out. Time's running out for them. The Knicks win one more game or the Nets lose one more game. We clinch the 5th seed. So there it is. It's looking like Cleveland is going to be the matchup in the first round. Bring it. I'm ready. I want it. Been calling that one for a while, and I also called one of the very first people to call that we can beat the Cleveland Cavaliers in that first round. So I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good, and if you're a Knicks fan, you should be feeling good as well. We should really enjoy this. I'm telling you, back in the 90s when the Knicks were in the playoffs, basically all the time, you took it a little bit for granted. But now that we've had like 20-year drought pretty much, we've only had 2 playoff berths since, and this is our 3rd one in 20 years. Savor it. Enjoy it. Wear your pride. Everyone wear blue and orange tomorrow. I want to see blue and orange all over New York City. I'm going to find webcams all over the place so I can see if you guys are wearing your blue and orange. I'm going to be, man. I am so proud of this team and the way they played, the way they handled the adversity of this season. It's been a wild season. We've had a lot of things happen, a lot of decisions were made, and the beauty is most of them have worked, because at the end of the day, getting into the playoffs, getting back into the playoffs was the number one thing that they had to do. Number one thing they had to take care of, and now we're not even in the play-in this year, fully in the playoffs. Fantastic. I'm so proud of this team. They are now 13 games over 500, 13 games, and there's still a chance this team closes out the season. They win the last 3 games. There's 3 games remaining. They could still finish 49-33, and if the Cavs don't win more than 1 game this season and the Knicks win the rest of their games, the Knicks will be the 4th seed, because we have the tiebreaker, the direct head-to-head tiebreaker with the Cavs. So this is looking beautiful. But the beauty of that win against the Cavs on Friday night is that we did it on their home court, where we hadn't won in several years. So that also, it doesn't matter whether we get the home court advantage or they do it. At least the team now knows they have the confidence to go into that building and take care of business. Take care of business. That's right. Yeah, look at this. Knicks have the 5th seed. Of course, Fred Katz tweeted this out. Knicks have the 5th seed all but locked up. If they win one more game, or if the Nets lose one more game for the rest of the season, the Knicks will guarantee themselves 5th and a first-round matchup with the Cleveland Cavaliers. And Julius Randle sighting. There he is in the boot. He looked good. He was there for the rest of the game, and he just kind of went back into the locker room as the game was winding down. Josh Hart twisted his ankle, sprained it towards the very end of the game. I guess, what was that, like midway through the 4th quarter? But he came back out. He had it retaped, came back out, was on the bench, but by that point, that unit that was on the court was flowing, so there was no need to put him back in the game. And Ian Begley tweeted this out not long ago. He says, Josh Hart said his foot/ankle is fine. Not an issue. Oh, I hope so. Because, man, I panicked. My heart sunk when I saw that. But it was great to see him walking around. He was walking around right after, so it wasn't the same. It wasn't like with Julius or anything like that. But still, you never know. You never know how ankles are. They're so, they're tricky. They're really tricky. And here's the stats of the game here. We had four players that scored over 20 points. But first, let's get to the highlights. Here, speaking of Mr. Obadiah, he came out. He had a very, the first half was a little spotty for him. He wasn't enforcing his will enough on a defensive end, number one. Everybody, all the Knicks were getting beat, basically, defensively in that first half. They really tightened up their ball pressure, their on-the-ball defense. They tightened that up in the second half, and it made a world of difference. The Knicks ended up, Obi Toppin ended up, like I said, with 21 points today, 9 of 15. He hit 3 of 8 from behind the three-point line, and finished with 4 assists for him, 1 block, a tremendous block, which the highlight will be here, and I'll show it to you again later on. The high scores for the Knicks were Jalen Brunson with 27. He followed up his 48-point masterpiece with 27 tonight. Shot 11 of 20, 55% from the field overall. Hit 4 or 5 of his free throws. Finished with 8 dimes, 3 rebounds, and 3 steals. 3 steals for him, but did commit 5 turnovers. They were kind of sloppy in that first quarter, kind of uncharacteristic for the Knicks, and definitely uncharacteristic for Brunson. I can't even remember a game when he committed 5 turnovers. Can't even remember. And the other high scorer of the game, which was, I would say he was the star of the game, Quentin Grimes. He played almost 40. He played 41 minutes, almost 42 minutes. Quentin Grimes, 27 points, 5 assists, and he shot 6 of 11 from behind the three-point line. Shot 9 of 17 overall. He shot 54.5% from behind the three-point line. In the past 8 games, Quentin Grimes has made 33 three-pointers out of 64 attempts for a 51.5% three-point shooting percentage. Let me repeat that. Quentin Grimes in the last 8 games is shooting 51.5% from behind the arc. Unbelievable. He is catching fire just in time. And it was a game, I believe there was one game not that long ago where he only took 1 shot in the entire game. And his teammates and the coaches, they talked to him. They said, you've got to become aggressive in terms of getting your shot. Of course, he is the 4th option when everyone's healthy. But it doesn't matter. You can't, as the starting shooting guard of a team that has high aspirations, you cannot be docile. You cannot be waiting. You have to be attacking. And that ball, that leather touches your hands, you've got to be aggressive. Doesn't mean you're reckless, but you've got to be aggressive. You've got to look for your shot. And if you don't have a shot, find your teammates. And he has been doing that of late. Doing that. Here we go. This is a moment here. What happened here? Oh, yeah. Obi, nice. I thought that was a nice play by Obi here. And look at this beautiful. Boo! Look at that, out on the break. The Knicks have been, kind of sloppy out on the break as of late. But in this game, they finally got it together. Another typical Jalen Brunson layup. He's just fantastic. I talked about the confidence the other day. Look at this. A nice dime from Mitch Robinson to Brunson. And speaking of dimes, Mitch Robinson had 4 assists for Mitch Robinson. Look at that play. Look at that. Obi knocking that ball out of there. And then Mr. Quentin Grimes. 9 of 17 overall. Like I said, outstanding game for him. And he tightened up his defense on Kispert and made a difference because Kispert was killing the Knicks. Killing the Knicks in that first half. In fact, Kispert ended up finished with 29 points. But in that first half, I'm not sure why that's not turning up here for me. The actual the stats breakdown by halves. Here it is. Yeah, Kispert had 20 points in the first half, so he ended up with just 9. Well, 9 is a pretty decent amount. Not gonna lie, 9 is still respectable, but not when you consider how hot he was, man. He was killing the Knicks. The Wizards scored 61 points on the Knicks in that first half, and the Knicks were down down 8 going into the third quarter. We'd only scored 53 points. The Wizards shot they shot 50% from behind the arc. They hit 10 of 20 in that first half. And they ended up finishing the game. They actually cooled off tremendously. They ended up finishing 16 of 37 from behind the arc. They still ended up shooting overall 43.2% for the game. But in the second half, they only made 6 of 17 three-point attempts. Look at this. Obi. Boom! He tried to repeat that later, and he airballed it, and then this happened. He blocked him. This is right after that airball, and then he goes coast to coast. Wasn't pretty, but it was a nice make. I love that play. Love that play. Oh, and nice block there, but look at this. The ball just moving, and look, the ball's going to come back to iHeart. Yes! Look at Grimes and iHeart making plays. That ball was dancing around today for the Knicks. The Knicks finished with 31 assists. 31 assists. Wow, outstanding. Dun, dun. Is that Avdia? No, I guess I know all the. Wait, the one thing though, what is Brunson still doing on the court here? Look at the score. I did not understand why Brunson's still on the court. I get it. I know it's like the clinch game, but still, this guy, he's been banged up of late. We got to preserve him. He's everything. Oh, look right there. His hand got slapped, as you see. With 1 minute and 17 seconds, and we're up by 13 points. Come on, Thibs. I feel like he just kind of loses sight of what's at stake. You know, like totally at stake. Boom! Nice little repeat there. All right, let's get back to. Here we go. All right, so as I mentioned, I kind of rattled off a lot of these stats, but Isaiah Hartenstein, another excellent game for him. 22 minutes, both the centers, fantastic. Look at Mitch, another double-digit rebounding game for him. 8 points, 11 rebounds, and 4 dimes, which is crazy for him. But I love it. I love that. Maybe the whole watching Isaiah Hartenstein making those plays is giving Mitch confidence to do the same thing. Of course, he doesn't have the same, delivery. His ability to find those seams is not as developed as Isaiah Hartenstein, but to have the desire to do it is really important. I loved seeing that from him. But Hartenstein, 8 rebounds, finished with 2 dimes, 4 of 5 overall. The centers were excellent today. Josh Hart, not a tremendous game for him offensively, but the defense that he stepped it up in that second half, in the beginning of that fourth quarter, was excellent. Obi Toppin, like I said, 9 of 15 overall for him. Starting, I love it. I mean, this is what we need from Obi. This was 21 points, but only 1 rebound. That is ridiculous. Come on, Obi. You've got to get in there and fight for those rebounds. You got to develop an instinct. Watch the angle of how balls are coming off the backboard and the rim or whatever. And I mean, you've got to improve in your rebounding. There's just no doubt, especially for a power forward, someone of your size. There's no doubt. Quickly out-rebounded you. I mean, Jalen Brunson out-rebounded you. Quentin Grimes, I mean, everybody out-rebounded you who played except for Deuce. So, there's a sign right there. Fournier out-rebounded. There was a Fournier sighting. 7 minutes for him. He looked rusty. He looked he didn't. The poor guy has been sitting on the bench for weeks. So, got to cut him a little bit of slack, 7 minutes, but they were painful. They were a painful 7 minutes. Though, unfortunately, he did make a 3-point shot that got called off because of, I think it was an offensive foul or something. I can't remember what happened, but it got waved off, and then he was pretty much disappeared from that point on. Let's see. Deuce, 9 minutes, 1 of 4 for him. Missed his 2 3-point attempts, but I think that was mostly later on. I don't remember him taking any in the first half. Let's go to the plus-minus. You can see Toppin finished with a plus 19, Mitch a plus 16, Brunson a plus 19. Quickly finished a minus 22. That second unit did struggle, especially in that first half. In the second unit, because that was mostly in that second quarter, where the Knicks only scored 19 points in that second quarter. The Wizards scored 30 points in 3 of the 4 quarters, and they still lost this game. So that's because the Knicks scored did pretty much the same thing. Knicks, they only scored. That second quarter was atrocious. That's where it quickly was a minus 11 in that second quarter. Same for Hart and for Deuce, and for Isaiah Hartenstein was a minus 13 as well. Yeah, that unit that has been so good and solid was totally disconnected in that second quarter, and they were getting cooked by the young Wizards. The Wizards started a bunch of young guys that are hungry. There's only a few games left in the season. They're getting this great opportunity to get out there and play at Madison Square Garden. Johnny Davis, the rookie, got his first start ever, and it was at Madison Square Garden. So these guys, they're all talented, and if you don't bring your A game, you can lose on any given night in the NBA. So for a little while there, it did look scary for the Knicks, but they came out and just put their foot on the gas in that third quarter, and they shut the Wizards down, only allowing 18 points for the Wizards in that third quarter, and the Knicks lit them up for 33. And Quentin Grimes was the lead scorer of that third quarter with 12 points. That's when he really started soaring. And he played the entire third quarter. So did Obi, and so did Brunson. Those three played the entire third quarter, and that's when the Knicks totally took control of this game. Fantastic. And then the Knicks had 11 dimes in that third quarter. 11 assists in that third quarter. Fabulous. As you can see, the Wizards. I was going to say Kispert and Wizards at the same time. The Wizards. Corey Kispert, man, I always liked this game. I wanted the Knicks to trade for him because we needed a shooter. We ended up getting Grimes, which is exactly what we needed, a shooter. And Grimes is a much better defender, but Kispert is a tremendous high volume shooter. The Wizards, they have something interesting there. He's that Joe Harris type of guy but he's not much of a playmaker. His defense is suspect. So overall, we got the better player in Quentin Grimes in that scenario, which I'm ecstatic about. Danny Avdia, I'll tell you, I think that guy's going to be a player. For his size and the handle that he has, I'm impressed. And he's a decent defender. You would look at his stat line now, it wasn't such an outstanding stat line, but look at those 5 dimes for your small forward here, or I don't know what he's considered. I guess he's the power forward in the situation. Johnny Davis finished with 16 points in his first start, shot 6 of 11, 2 of 6 from behind the arc, and that was pretty much it. Taj Gibson, I forgot to mention this. So Taj Gibson hits 4 3-point shots. That's the most he's ever made in a game in the NBA. That's what I heard. So I haven't gone back to confirm it, but that's what I heard. So that's wild to think about that. That is wild. Here are the team stats. Look, Wizards shot well. 49.4% overall, 43.2% from the three-point line, hit 83% of their free throws. They about the same amount of rebounds as the Knicks, 38 to 39. The assists, though, the Knicks out assisted them. But look at the hustle stats there. Knicks with 12 steals, 4 blocks. Wizards with 9 steals and 5 blocks. The total turnovers, that's where the Knicks we finally controlled the ball after that sloppy first quarter. We got a hold of the ball and only committed 12 turnovers total. And we benefited. We got 21 points off of their 19 turnovers, and they only got 15 points off of our 12. So we were a +6 there, and that really was a big difference when the game only finished 9 points up. But we were once up by 20 in this game, in that fourth quarter. Points in the paint, all Knicks, baby. All Knicks, 64 to 38. Outstanding. Oh, man. There it is. The New York Knicks have clinched a playoff berth. Yes, 2 out of the 3 seasons that Tom Thibodeau has coached, the Knicks are now going to the playoffs. Congratulations to the entire Knicks organization, to everybody. Congratulations to Tom Thibodeau. You, my man, have evolved, and it is wonderful. You're still the same, crabby guy or whatever, winning's the only thing that makes you happy. You're still that guy, but you've expanded your ideas of how you can win in the NBA, and it's showing. Every single player on this roster can deliver on any given night, and a lot of that comes from the camaraderie that the players have, the quality that they have. The drafting on this team has been outstanding. We even started 5 starters in one game. That's fantastic. We have had, for a long time, now with Brunson in there, we're starting 4 starters with Brunson. That is a testament to an organization that's finally back on track. They're doing it right. And the beauty is, on top of that, they're all young. All of them are young. And that is outstanding. If you remember, this napkin right here, this is the vision. When I wrote that was back when we played several of our young guys, and they were really young then. We're talking about 2 years ago. 2 years ago, finally. And then last year, finally towards the end of the season, once we were out of the playoffs and Randall got hurt and everything, we started playing those young guys, and they were performing. Not only performing, they were really delivering. Putting up 40 pieces. That's the vision. Do it. Build it from within. Young players. Preserve your assets. Develop your assets. And then if you find yourself in a situation where you can bring on a high quality, even a superstar, you have the ability to do it. And you're not doing it from desperation. You're doing it from strength. That is fantastic. If you think about this, right there, 2 wins separate the Knicks from the Cavs. But we have all our draft picks, and we have all of our incredible quality players, our young guys. I love our core. We are headed where skies are bright for us in the future. We are looking great. I mean, I'm ecstatic. I'm so proud of this because there was a way that this team needed to be pushed in a direction, and it's happened. And that direction has led to a place where now the Knicks are one of the most feared teams in the playoffs. And we're missing Julius Randle right now. And then RJ. We get back healthy. If we can get past that, those first couple of games, if Julius can't play in the first round of the playoffs, though, he's going to want to get out there. He's going to want to get out there. And, the man is, he's a freak of nature. So who knows what he's going to be able to do. Hey, remember the original freak, the Greek freak 2 years ago? He got hurt during the playoffs. He came right back. It's like, what the hell? Like, some people are just unbelievable like that. I'm hoping that Julius can do that because for a deep run, because now that's what I'm looking at. That's what I want. And that's what these guys can do. They want it too. If you heard quickly in the post game, say, well, this is just to summarize what you're saying. It's just the beginning. They have their sights set on a deep run, on greater goals. Brunson pretty much has echoed the same thing. These guys are very serious. They're not just happy to be there. They're not just like, oh, no. These guys are, they're happy. They're happy and they're supportive with each other, but they're serious winners. They want to win. They have given us 46 wins to celebrate this season. That's awesome. There's been seasons, 2.5 seasons, where the Knicks didn't even get 46 wins. We've had like 17 wins, 19 wins. So this is fabulous, man. Congratulations to the Knicks fans for sticking with this team through the thick and thin. Now you get to enjoy the wonderful taste of victory and accomplishment. And the way that they're doing it is fabulous. I love watching these guys play. I love it. And sometimes it's nerve-wracking, but that's exciting too. I'm like beyond happy here. All right. Well, thank you. Wait, one more thing. Let's see this thing right here. One more time.
Smacked it off the backboard. Now in the front court, drives inside. And it's gone. Obi Toppin coast to coast. And the Knicks on 15. Timeout. Watch
that.
Shot by Toppin. Smacked it off the backboard. Now in the front court, drives inside. And it's gone.
All right. Again, my name is George. Please subscribe. We're going into the playoffs. I'm going to be putting out tons of content. So stay tuned and turn on a notification bell so you're alerted when I drop videos. Going to break it down. I'm going to look at the matchup with the Cavs. Going to look at potentially what might come up ahead beyond that, but don't want to get too far there. Of course, we will have to look at eventually the postseason and the offseason and look at I haven't done any draft videos at all. So Foxy and I will get together to do that because I love that part as well. But right now, it's like I'm just way too focused on what's happening here. And the Knicks are they're doing it. They're finally delivering on this promise. I had predicted 47 wins for the season. So that's looking really good. And it's still, I think 49 is actually possible. All right. Please hit the thumbs up. Drop your comments. And I will see you All right. What? The Knicks won. The Knicks are in the playoffs. Yes. I'll see you around the Knicks-Verse.